Hey, BDF44 here. Alrighty, catching you guys up on the latest, literally like 10 minutes later, but that's how fast the news is coming in. I got a whole nother list of stuff to share. So the first thing we're gonna say is Doug McDermott is headed to San Antonio on an undisclosed deal. Don't know how many years, but we know he's going to be signing with the Spurs today. Cam Payne is headed back to Phoenix on a 3-year, 19 million a year. 3 years, 19 million, right? Torrey Craig is going to be signing a 2-year, $10 million deal with the Pacers, so they're going to be losing one of their key. Phoenix is going to be losing one of their key power forwards. They need to try to find a power forward. Losing Torrey Craig low-key hurt them a little bit, in my opinion, if they don't find a player who could do what it is he does. Pacers got to steal. Torrey Craig at $5 million a year is pretty good, to say the least. I think that's really good, actually, coming off an NBA Finals appearance. And, he's kind of made a name for himself already. So I think it's a good deal for the Pacers. I think it's a good deal for Torrey Craig, and he's gonna do that. He's gonna play there. Okay, now let's get into the names, the real names. Okay, the first bigger name I'm gonna share with you guys is Duncan Robinson is staying with Miami. Miami is forking over a lot of money today. It's a whole lot of money today. They're gonna sign Duncan Robinson to a 5-year, $90 million deal. It's a premium on shooting. That's what it really comes down to. Is Duncan Robinson a player who should be making this kind of money? It's tricky, because I think per minute, yes, he can play his way into making this make a lot of sense. With the role that they've had for him, no. From game to game, he hasn't made that kind of production. But the fact that he's one of the very expert shooters in the league, that boosts his value right back up to where it needs to be. So this is a good deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? If this were a different era, he don't make this kind of money. But in an era where spacing the floor is at a premium and you need it, and so many players can't shoot but are having big roles, Duncan Robinsons are worth $100 million for 5 years, even if they only do one thing, and he only does one thing. So I think it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't for Miami. If they don't sign this guy, I think they regret it, because they need shooting. They don't have enough of it. Even with the acquisitions they're making, they don't have enough shooting without him. With him, you run the risk of having a contract that doesn't match the production of the player based on a role and his limitations. All in all, I think I do make that deal if I'm Miami. I don't want him to walk. But with the other stuff that they're doing today, I don't know that they've put themselves in a position to win a championship, and I think they forked over a hell of a lot of money to be second place, third place, fourth place in the Eastern Conference. That Kyle Lowry deal probably doesn't need to be done, to be honest with you. For me, I look at Miami and I say, I like Kyle Lowry, love Duncan Robinson, because that's the basis of your shooting right there. So you need both of them. But they're bringing in Drummond. Still got Tyler Hero. They got to figure out what they're going to do with Nunn. They're probably going to let him walk. Still early on Miami. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. I know it's big, as I've told you guys previously, but as I envision it, still not quite coming together. They just gave Jimmy the max, not super max, but they maxed Jimmy out. That's the next name we want to talk about. I think I actually mentioned that in the last video, but they did max him out. What was the deal number on that? Just a second, I wrote everything down. Maybe I didn't write that down. But Jimmy Butler is definitely returning back to Miami, as well as Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson. So they forked over a lot of money. And if I'm being real with you, I don't think they got better. I don't. I think they got a little better with Kyle Lowry, but they're the same team as last year. Sans Goran Dragic and bringing in Kyle Lowry. They're forking over way too much money for that to be the only upgrade. So, yeah, Miami, they're going to be a contender, but I don't think they're better than Milwaukee. I don't think they're better than, I ain't going to even say that name. Y'all know they ain't better than them. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, the next name on this list is Trae Young. Trae Young's situation is the final name on the list. Well, no, it's not. It's one more. But he's getting a $170 million 5-year deal from the Atlanta Hawks. But he has a Supermax trigger. Now, I don't know what that's contingent on. I don't know if that's just automatic and there's no point in me saying $170 million. I don't know. But there's a Supermax trigger on his deal worth $201.5 million. So one way or another, Trae Young is a very, very wealthy man today. Congratulations to him and his family. That is amazing. If he can get that Supermax. See, a lot of times what ends up happening is the players are drafted to these teams and they don't ever get a chance to see Supermax money because they want to get the hell out of these bad situations. Trae Young was lucky enough to be drafted to a team that's really, really good. Even though they weren't good when he was drafted there, they're really, really good now. And now he gets to sign a Supermax deal in a place he actually wants to be in. That's what you're hopeful for every team. You know, you're hopeful for every player, rather, that can get that circumstance when they're drafted. Even if it's a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers, you want to see a guy like Evan Mobley be able to get the Supermax one day and see the situation be good. Like, that's all I'm saying. So it's good to see Trae Young have that work out for him. And the last name on the list is not going to be a surprise to anyone. CP3 is going to be heading back to Phoenix. 4-year deal worth $120 million. As I said, he was just restructuring his deal so they could fit Campaign in. That's exactly what it was. Maybe get another couple pieces as well. So we'll keep an eye on the Phoenix Suns because I know they're not done. They have to address their power forward position as stated. But they definitely lock up their point guard position going forward. So feel good about that. Phoenix, you guys have your core intact. That's a big deal. Phoenix is going to be a contender going forward. It wasn't a fluky one-year thing. They're going to be right back in position to contend with the likes of the Lakers and whoever the hell else is out here in the West. So congratulations to Phoenix. And that's what I have, man. Of course, there's stuff happening right now. So we're going to do this again. My name is BDL44. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.